Randy, I don't know that I signed up for this. This is Labor Day, and
and you're working.
I shouldn't be, should I?
I don't know. Yeah, but there may be a little extra in the old paycheck for you at the end of the week, though. So,
oh, really? Wait a minute. Last time you told me that, it didn't happen either.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm Randy Wooden. Hey, everybody. Happy Labor Day with Goodwill Industries, Northwest North Carolina, run our professional center. You've joined a Monday conversation with Randy and Teddy. And now I've told you who I am, so I'll be quiet and throw it to my co-host, Teddy, to share a story and tell a little bit more about himself.
Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty easy. So, Randy, I know there's at least 6 people out there who don't know me. So for those who've never met me, I work for a company called Burriss Consulting. We're LinkedIn strategists, trainers, and coaches, all about helping business professionals use LinkedIn as a business tool. Love doing this work. Last week I did an event with had 360 people in Bangladesh. Randy, you didn't know I went to Bangladesh, man. 360 said they show up, 125 showed up. And they didn't all go rushing out the door as I was teaching them how to use LinkedIn as college students.
Yeah. Interesting. That whole thing about how the world is somewhat better connected now due to LinkedIn and social media and the internet. No way would you have been able to pull that off realistically. I mean, you could have, I suppose, but to pull that off, to be able to make the contact, the introduction and all of that. And just to think you'd have to fly out or, I don't know, do the old phone conference kind of a thing. But yeah, very interesting.
Phone.
Yeah. Put it right in the middle of the conference table. This is, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Is this mic on? There you go. All right. So we're all good to go, man. It's Labor Day, and I can start with a story and you do a story and then tell us who the guest is coming up. But the story, and you may have the pictures, Teddy, because let's face it, it broke the internet. It broke the internet. It broke the internet totally. Back in August, I got to throw out the first pitch at the Winston-Salem Dash game against the dreaded Yankees farm team. This is high A baseball. Now, I grew up as a kid in Rhode Island.
Is that what you want to show?
There it is. There's that. And then there's another one, but let's just look at that form. See, that's a 60-year-old guy trying to act like a 15-year-old. In my mind, I'm 15, but here's the deal. And here's why this kind of is a story, I suppose. Growing up, we either wanted to play for the Red Sox or we wanted to be Bobby Orr and play for the Bruins and play hockey. That was my era as a kid. And Yastrzemski and all of those guys wearing the Red Sox flannel, that was where we wanted to be or to be on the mound. That was my dream as a kid. Yeah. I think we all have those dreams that are they really real? I mean, how many people become actors or professional ball players or president of the United States or whatever it is as a kid that you kind of dream that you'd like to be? And that was my dream, was to pitch for the Red Sox. Fast forward many decades, and here I am. I'm on the mound at a professional baseball game with fans in the stands, and I'm wearing the Red Sox uniform, or at least the jersey. And even if it's only for one pitch, I held that ball in my hand and I looked around and I thought, this is pretty cool. And I guess the story with this, and I posted this on LinkedIn and Facebook, it's that sometimes your dreams are delayed. They may not come during the time that you'd hope they would. They may not look like what you think they're going to look like. I mean, I didn't expect to be a fat old bald guy standing on the mound at 60 years old, finally getting to wear the uniform. But to do that it was just so cool. And it doesn't hurt to dream. In fact, I think goals and dreams are things that help keep us in the game mentally. They keep us engaged. So again, I don't know what your dreams are, or, people that are watching, what those might be, but don't be afraid to dream. And you know what? Well, things may work out. They probably will at some point. They probably will.
Yeah. So, I saw the video of the pitch too, and I heard the crowd roar.
That was actually a laugh, but I think you were being kind. I
thought it was a roar, man.
It was. They started doing the wave, but they were saying like, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Go!" get off the mound.
Like, not yet, not yet.
Start to get, that was the wave. They're waving at me to get off the field. We had a fun time at the game, but yeah, one of my business cohorts, he'll go unnamed, shot me a text and he said, dude, did you even warm up? And I said, no, I hadn't thrown a ball in 25 years. I hadn't stretched out. I hadn't practiced. And if you've ever blocked a shot in golf and pushed it to the right, that's what I did with the pitch. It was so far outside that Bolt, who was supposed to catch it in a net, took about one step and then decided it was so far out off to the side.
He wasn't going to exert.
Wasn't going to go through the problem of trying to catch it. So it just rolled to the backstop. So there was my career. And so far the big leagues haven't called. So I guess the dream has died now. It came and went.
Yeah. No, well, maybe for now. Maybe for now.
For now.
There's always an opportunity. Yeah. So, hey, here's I'll tell you, when I was a kid, my dreams were, similar. I wanted to be a firefighter. I wanted to be a policeman. Mm-hmm. I mean, all those things. But then fast forward, probably about 20 years ago, Randy, I signed up for on a website called I think it's tut.com or tut.org. The universe thinks, the universe talks, TUT. Andy Dooley runs it, and pretty cool dude. And when you sign up for his email that you get every day, and for the longest time I got an email from Andy every day, he would often reference what you said you were dreaming for.
Okay.
And my dream, about 15 years ago, I said this: I want to be a world-renowned public speaker. And you know what? Maybe I'm not on the same stage with, Desmond Tutu or Dalai Lama and that group yet. But this morning or last week, I proved that I can be world renowned because I was speaking to 150 college students in Bangladesh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not on the same stage with Desmond and those guys yet. But by golly, I'm freaking world renowned.
And just the fact that you aren't on that same stage doesn't make you a failure.
No.
But what it does show is that you are really working toward it, and you can take comfort and pride in the fact that you've made good pride. I remember back when I first met you, a different Teddy, and hadn't gone down the path you are. So kudos to you, my friend. And hey, who's our guest coming up on Wednesday?
Yeah, so Vaishali Shah, and she is going to she's going to help us in a conversation about preparing to exit the work world, preparing to exit the world. Some people call this retirement. You know what? I'm not calling it retirement. It's basically exiting what we're doing right now. And that's going to be the conversation. Vaishali is out of our hometown, Randy Mile, our home area, Winston-Salem. Okay. She has a practice where she's the founder of a coaching business called Copper Seed. Pretty cool business model. Mm-hmm. She focuses on lots of different areas, helping a lot of women, but also working through organizations and schools to help people figure out where they're going. A lot of financial, but through that financial conversations, she's talked with people in lots of different ways about this whole idea of transitioning from work to doing something different. And so we're going to have lots of conversations in that context. Let me see. Let me get, just remind myself, we're going to talk about, what's your vision for that next step? Is your spouse on the same page for that next step? Do you know when that next step's going to happen? What are the days that you're counting? So, and also some resources you should be looking at to help you plan that next step. So it'd be a fun conversation, Randy. I'm really looking forward to it because, as you know, I'm having those conversations myself right now. What's my next step? Yeah. And it's not Barstool 17.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I got a tip for you. It's Labor Day. And, well, a lot of us have the day off. But a lot of us also are not working today, and we would like to be working. I mean, let's face it, that's what I do for a living with Goodwill, is I help get people back in the game, help them get working again. And just like if you don't have family or loved ones, the holidays can be a rough time in terms of depression. And I would presume that Labor Day, a day that we celebrate work and workers, to not be working has to be difficult, at least to some degree. Whether it's a pride issue, whether it's just a feeling of loss, of guilt, when will this end? Apprehension, being scared. And I think certainly it's easy enough to look at the negative side of this thing. Hey, if I don't get a job, I'm going to lose my house, my marriage, my health, or whatever. And those are real emotions. And I'm not here to dismiss those. I guess my tip is to try to focus on the small gains that you make and to take comfort in that. Kind of like you were talking about the Desmond Tutu and being on that world stage. The fact that you're not on the world stage doesn't make you a failure. I think you can take comfort, pride, and solace in the incremental steps that you have taken. And I've seen you grow over the years, Teddy, in terms of, kind of, not that you were in a shell before, but I mean, you're doing a whole lot more out there now than you did years ago. You're much more comfortable with it. And you're much better at it. And that's a journey. And just like the job search is a journey, I think we need to be mindful of that and try not to be too hard on ourselves, and instead take that comfort in seeing those incremental steps, the interviews, the research on companies, the conversations, the job applications, all of that stuff. Those things lead to the end game, and just have the faith that you'll get there. And it may not be just like my dream, it may not be in the time that you'd hope that it might be. And the job may not be exactly what you'd hoped it might be. But that doesn't invalidate what you're doing to get there. And life is a journey, to your point. And so, we're along for the ride. Nobody gets out alive. Make the best of it.
What, nobody gets out alive?
That's what they tell me. Nobody gets out of here alive.
I'm not worried about that yet. I'm a long way from worrying about that. So, but hey, here's my tip, Randy, and it all aligns. Yeah. Our conversations are all aligning today.
Yep.
And that's it. It's conversations. I wrote my tagline for my business is it all starts with conversation, because I discovered in life, that's what happens. It all happens. It all, occurs through conversations, whatever that is. So as you're on this journey, as you're sitting back on Labor Day and, you're sitting back and you're drinking a great knee high and you're chewing on some Cheetos and, frying up some hamburgers or hot dogs, and, think about not just thinking, but getting in a conversation. Go find somebody to have a conversation with about your ideas. Find someone to have a conversation with who can help you, play with these ideas. Again, whether it's job search or what kind of job to get, or retirement. If you do this kind of work in a vacuum, you're going to have less opportunities to be successful, because you're not getting insights and perspectives from other people. It all starts with a conversation, whether it's a new career journey, whether it's restarting your career journey, whether it's, making your career journey more successful, or, as we're going to talk about on Wednesday, transitioning to something a little bit different, which could be a park bench, could be a boat, could be a dock. Do it with conversation, not in a vacuum. That's my philosophical tip of the day, Randy.
Wow, man, I should have been writing that down.
Well, we'll record it.
We'll record it. That'll work. That'll work well. Well, look, it's a Monday. It's a Labor Day. Is the grill about ready to get fired up, and the great knee high is on ice? Is that your game plan for the day then? I guess
that's what I'm calling my drink of the day. I'm calling it a great knee high.
I hear you. Well, listen, my friend, you have a great day and a safe holiday on Labor Day, and we'll be chatting with you again on Wednesday, right?
Buddy. Right back at you. See you Wednesday.
All right. Have a good one. See you now.